The June 4th City of Oldsmar Council meeting. It is 7 p.m. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us. To start our meeting this evening, Tom Trask is on vacation, so we have our city attorney today, Jay Daigneault. He is going to be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation. Everyone, please rise.
Heavenly Father, bless all of our endeavors, especially tonight's meeting. Guide us in our discussions, enlighten our minds in every decision that we make. Give us your grace that we may effectively do our parts as public servants. Bless our plans, programs, and projects so that we may achieve our objectives for the betterment of the city of Oldsmar. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that very much. First item on our agenda is the Oldsmar Open Forum. Each speaker will be recognized once and will be limited to a 5-minute presentation on any subject except for any public hearing items, which is 10, 11, 12, and 13. I will call you up one at a time. If you wish to speak, please state your name and the address for the record. The open forum will conclude at 7:30. Is there anybody on this side of the room who would like to speak to the council? I got 2 people. Come on up. First. Yep.
Is the mic up here? Okay. Is it on? Okay. Try something different. Amber Stevens, 318 Lafayette Boulevard. Good evening, council and staff. I'm here tonight to speak on agenda item number 14 and to really thank you for adopting a resolution to revise the attendance policy for the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. I know on paper it looks reasonable to only miss 1 meeting per year since we only meet quarterly. However, the reality is much different because sometimes unfortunate circumstances can lead us to miss more than 1 meeting. I'm glad you're allowing our board to determine if absences are excusable or not. I believe this new policy will help us have a stronger team paired with my leadership so we can move forward in a better direction. If for some reason the absences start getting out of hand, we'll come back and revisit this policy with all of you. Thank you again for being understanding that at the end of the day, we're just volunteers that want to see the city flourish and grow, and being realistic that sometimes unfortunate circumstances can happen from time to time. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
Thanks, Amber.
Come on up, Sean.
Good evening. Sean Swagger, 601 Spruce Street, Oldsmar. It may sound like Groundhog Day to some of you, but as I mentioned at the latest work session for the capital improvement meeting, I wanted to take a moment to let this first city council meeting guests know that I'm now officially qualified for the upcoming special election, August 20th. And again, just was reassuring, going from neighbor to neighbor to, talk about my, my mission, my vision, and just really reassuring again to feel that sense of community from the neighbors in the community. It's this moment in my life that I'm excited to, pay it forward for the city that, I've lived my entire life, and I just, I'm so passionate about. So again, just wanted to announce that officially qualified and excited. We've got the candidate forum on June 20th, which is Thursday evening. So looking forward to that, and then, meeting many more residents. So with that, just to thank you all for your support, and have a good night.
Congratulations, Sean.
Thank
It's a
you.
big step. Anybody else on this side? How about this side? Come on up.
Hello, my name is Jim Hummel, 132 Arlington Street. We have safety and concern issue. The house number is 405 Park Avenue. This is the second time that a child on a bike was almost hit. A state trooper saw it, and he said that if the city doesn't and the sheriffs do not want to deal with the car, then Stephen Gaskins will come in front of this city commission and ask why the rules and provisions are not followed for safety reasons. I did speak to him, and he said that under no circumstances is a bike lane supposed to be blocked with garbage cans, bicycles, or cars. And whatever agreement that the city of Oldsmar, he told me, has with the Pinellas sheriffs, the sheriffs are not enforcing the code. And I think going forward that the city needs to have Sheriff Bob Galtieri here and explain to the city what the city is paying the sheriffs to do. Because this morning when I went running, I had a friend of mine who was a baseball coach, and on Shore Drive, we clocked a car going 72 miles an hour and saw a sheriff car go the other way, and the car proceeded to keep right on going. So I don't know what the sheriff is charging Oldsmar, but I think Sheriff Bob Galtieri is trying to get a raise for the sheriffs. He should come in front of this board and these citizens and either enforce the law like it should be on speeders and bike lanes being blocked. This car that sits there is there 24/7. And I think that the only time that we jump and do things is when somebody gets killed, and that's not right. So I hope the city commission asks Bob Galtieri for a meeting and an explanation on what the sheriff does here for here. Because Stephen Gaskin says if I have to ticket that car and impound that car, I will call out Sheriff Bob Galtieri. And I have every right to. And to let you know, Steve Graber did a wonderful job at the last meeting. Thank you for filling in, and thank you for listening to my concerns.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak to the council? All right, with that, I'm going to close the Oldsmar Open Forum. Our next item on the agenda is our community minute that will be read by our city clerk, Kristen Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor. Pledge to Evacuate. This new initiative is to encourage residents to take proactive steps by committing to a well-prepared evacuation plan that includes your residents, property, and family members. For more information, please visit oldsmarstrong.com. 2024 Janice Miller Citizens Academy will run Thursday, September 5th through Thursday, November 7th. This enriching program is designed to empower residents with a deeper understanding of their city government and community. Application deadline is Friday, August 9th, and please visit our website or contact the clerk's office to apply. Veterans Memorial Wall. Each engraved name of an Oldsmar veteran represents a unique story of valor, courage, and selflessness. Application deadline is Tuesday, September 10th at 5 p.m. Please visit our website or contact the city clerk's office for more information on how to apply. And that's it.
Thank you very much. All right, next item is approval of additional new agenda items, 1, 2, 3, and 5. I need a motion to approve.
So moved. Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is awards and recognition, and our city manager, Felicia Donnelly. You got the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to invite Deb Vitrelli up to the lectern, Public Communications Supervisor. So the first item is the presentation of the Florida Municipal Communicators Association Outstanding Award for a Magazine. The City of Oldsmar was honored by the Florida Municipal Communicators Association with the top outstanding award for a magazine for its winter 2023 issue of Oldsmar Top of the Bay. There were over 130 award submissions, and only 2 finalists were picked per category for across the state of Florida. The magazine was judged on areas such as aesthetic appeal, readability, effective use of layout, and typography. The winning issue showcases the Oldsmar Sports Complex with a cover image and center spread highlighting the history and improvements of this facility. The magazine also features event highlights, council and board meeting dates, as well as information about recent changes to the Florida statutes regarding golf carts, an important issue for our community. The magazine is mailed directly to all residents with extra copies strategically placed at key locations like City Hall, the library, and the rec center. A digital version is accessible through a dedicated webpage. This prestigious award reflects the dedication and teamwork of the Public Communications Division toward producing a quality publication in line with this, supporting the Oldsmar City Council priority to expand community engagement. Deb Vitrelli.
Thank you. Good evening, Council. We have a special video to show you tonight for the Magazine Awards, so roll the footage.
I think it's missing some sound,
Yes.
so we may have to do it again.
From the top.
I'm going to start over.
Rewind.
It's only
Mulligan.
on YouTube. You can't hear it in here, right?
Premier facility. The 2024 FMCA Award for Magazine goes to the City of Oldsmar for its Oldsmar Top of the Bay Magazine Winter 2023 issue. Oldsmar Top of the Bay is a 32-page full-color magazine published 3 times per year. The winning issue showcased the Oldsmar Sports Complex with a cover image and center spread highlighting the history and improvements of this premier facility. The magazine also featured event highlights, council and board meeting dates, as well as information about recent changes to Florida statutes regarding golf carts, an important issue for the community. The magazine is mailed directly to all residents with extra copies strategically placed at key locations like City Hall, the public library, and recreation centers. A digital version is accessible through a dedicated webpage. Congratulations.
Yay. So, members of the magazine editorial staff are here tonight, whom we'll bring up for the awards and certification presentation after we get through these few agenda items. But I'd like to call them out. Joan Byrne and Jordan Lance are the writers. Barbara Schulte is designer and photographer. Mark McGinley is senior designer and photographer. I serve as executive editor, and Felicia Donnelly is the editor-in-chief. We would also like to thank the city departments for providing important contributions while serving as stakeholders for each issue. I have a highlight from the awards submission I would like to share with you. The Oldsmar Top of the Bay magazine excels in its assurance towards promoting and enhancing the community through comprehensive and informative content. Each issue is a testament to staff's commitment to both uniqueness and continuity in providing immersive experiences and enriching knowledge to ensure that each reader embarks on a journey of discovery with every turn of the page. So thank you.
All right, thank you. And after we're done, we'll all go down and have our photo taken. Okay. So the second one, the City of Oldsmar was honored by the Florida Municipal Communicators Association with the top outstanding award for the social media post Sierra. It had over 130 award submissions, and only 2 finalists were the designated category were selected from across the state. The social media post was judged on areas such as visual creativity, originality, aesthetics, and relevance. The winning post was part of a weekly social media post segment titled Do You Know? To bring awareness to many services and opportunities provided within its community. The winning post was developed when a doll was found at one of the city's local parks. The post, named her Sierra, aimed to increase awareness in how the City of Oldsmar manages lost and found items. The found doll was a perfect prop to promote what the public can due to find lost items, what direction to take to help in their search, and where to turn items in that are lost or to report them. Social media posts were shared across all city platforms, with the city officials' Facebook reaching over 12,000 users who aided in the city's attempt to reunite Sierra the doll with her rightful owner. The award reflects the dedication and teamwork of the Public Communications Division toward providing informative and engaging social media content. So, Deb, take it away.
Thank you. Again, we have another very special video for the Social Media Post Award, so roll the footage.
The 2024 FMCA Outstanding Award for Social Media Post goes to the City of Oldsmar for Sierra. The City of Oldsmar provides a weekly social media post segment titled Did You Know? To bring awareness to many services and opportunities provided within its community. This year's winning post was developed when a doll was found at one of the city's local parks. The post, affectionately called Sierra, aimed to increase awareness of how the City of Oldsmar manages lost and found items. The found doll was the perfect prop to promote what the public can do to find lost items, what direction to take to help in their search, and where to turn in found items from city parks, facilities, and events. The Facebook post reached over 12,000 users who aided in the city's attempt to reunite Sierra the doll with her rightful owner. Congratulations.
It's like the Oscars. So we would like to thank the city divisions for being part of this prominent social media post. There is a highlight from the awards submission I would like to share as well. What makes the city of Oldsmar stand out was one of the questions. It's the way we do things, being small but mighty, using creativity, caring about our community, and understanding our city. Our real impact comes from focusing on our community. We care about making real connections and working with the people in our city. All these things add up to a way of communicating that really fits into the diverse and special Florida community of Oldsmar.
Thank you, Deb. Item number 3, presentation of the Florida Municipal Communicators Association Certificate of Excellence in Governmental Entity. City of Oldsmar has been honored as a recipient of the Certificate of Excellence in Government Communications Governmental Entity for 2024 by the Florida Municipal Communicators Association. This certificate recognizes local governments across the state of Florida who have established and utilized different tools, resources, and technology to communicate with residents effectively and efficiently. Only 12 governmental agencies across the state earned this prestigious certification. This is the second year for the City of Oldsmar that it's been recognized for its communications efforts and community engagements. Thank you. Deb?
Thank you. Yes, thank you. This certification is a true testament to the city's council's initiative towards engagement with its residents and stakeholders. So you should all be applauding yourselves. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Deb, and I'd like to invite the public communications team, anyone part of the magazine, and then council down for a group photo with the awards.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm trying not to get the lectern in it.
At least you're tall.
Is that chips gone?
I think I got it.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys, great job. All right. Thank you very much for that. Congratulations to the team. Great job by everyone. Next item on the agenda is our consent docket. This will be read by our city clerk, Kristen Garcia.
Item 4, approve minutes of May 21st, 2024 council meeting. Item 5, approve and award disaster debris monitoring and management services contract to Roston Solutions LLC under the same pricing terms and conditions as the Pinellas County Cooperative Contract 220601P, parentheses JJ. Item 6, approve purchases for the repair, replacement, or supply of utility plant equipment from Mater Electric Motors per the same pricing, terms, and conditions of Lee County Contract Number B240030KCW. Item 7, approve single source purchase of Oldsmar WRF Biosolid Screw Press Plate Replacement from PW Tech per notice of intent to single source 2024-010 SS. Item 8, approve awarding the fire station cabinetry replacement to CLL Contracting under the same pricing terms and conditions as the City of Tampa contract number 41110619, utilizing the job order contract consulting services of Gordian Group, Inc. under the same pricing terms and conditions as the City of Tampa contract number 41111317.
Thank you very much. Does anybody wish to pull anything from the consent docket?
No.
Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on any of these items? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item is item 9, interview applicant for Board of Adjustments alternate member vacancy. The Board of Adjustments has a vacant alternate member position due to the resignation of regular member David Enos and subsequent appointment of alternate member Howard Steffenmeyer to the regular member position. If appointed, the applicant would fill the expired term expiring on June 20th, 2022. The city has received an applicant from Sandy Kahn. Is she here? I don't see her here.
Do a motion to postpone to the June 18th council meeting?
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 10, our city attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ordinance number 2024-13, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, creating Section 38-3 to Chapter 38, Offenses and Miscellaneous Provisions of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oldsmar to provide for the prohibition of certain uses of city logos and slogans, providing for conflict, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date of this ordinance. That is the second and final reading of ordinance 2024-13 by title only.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. I'm going to open the public hearing. Does anybody wish to speak for or against this item? Thank you. With that, I will close the public hearing. I need a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion on this? All in favor signify by, roll call. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Graber,
Yes.
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Knapp,
Yes.
Mayor Saraki.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-13 is adopted with 4 votes for and 0 against.
Item 11.
Ordinance number 2024-05, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending Article 6, Flood Control, Stormwater Management, and Wetlands Protection of Part 3 of the Land Development Code of the City of Oldsmar, to rename regulations from Floodplain Management Article to Floodplain Management Ordinance in Section 6.1, to change the reference from ordinance to article in Section 6.6.3, to remove the 25-foot setback for location of new buildings landward of the reach of mean high tide and coastal high hazard areas and the coastal A zones in Section 6.9.1 sub 4, to include the acronym FBC for Florida Building Code, number subdefinitions for the letter of map change, reduce the allowable percentage of market value for substantial damage, substantial improvement to 49%, and reduce the allowable percent of market value from 50% to 49% and reduce the cumulative years from 15 to 5 for substantial improvements in section 6.14, to redirect the definitions for substantial damage and substantial improvement in section 6.16.4 and 6.16.5, as it relates to the technical amendments of the Florida Building Code, buildings and existing buildings, to section 6.14.1, to amend section R32 for clarity regarding enclosure limitations, standards, and construction standards in coastal A zones as it relates to the technical amendment of the Florida Building Code residential, providing for conflict, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date of this ordinance, first reading of ordinance 2024-05 by title only.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to speak? Come on up. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Joe Farrell, I'm the Vice President of Public Affairs for the Pinellas Realtor Organization. I'm here on behalf of the 10,000 members. Oop, I'm sorry. Got going a little fast there. Sorry. Do you need me to start over? Or?
You're fine.
I'm here on behalf of our 10,000 members, and to speak specifically to one part of that, going from on the cumulative look-back area from the 15 years to the 5 years. I want to say thank you for doing that. This is an issue that we started working with State Representative Cheney on last year, and the state legislature will be doing a study on look-back periods. And going from that 15 to a 5 year is a great relief for a lot of homeowners. I will say this, that we are in favor of 1 year look-backs because we still don't want the bad actors doing the successive permitting. And that 1 year kind of holds that out. And we don't have data on this, but it's something, my 12 years with the realtors, in the last year and a half, we keep hearing more anecdotally how much these look-backs are affecting people and their decisions on maintenance issues. Most people don't realize it. I'm going to hit my look-back period. I'm going to hit the 49% now that y'all have. They don't realize. They think, well, I've got a $750,000 home I bought. You paid $750,000 for the whole property and the home. This only goes towards the value of the structure. And unless you do improvements to that structure is devaluing assets, like a car. Wood gets older. Pipes get older. They don't gain value. So people struggle with that, and they don't realize how quickly they can get up to 49% of, say, $200,000 structure. You can get to $98,000 pretty fast with now $25,000 roofs, things along those lines. So we've been hearing people, especially when they go to replace an air conditioning unit and things like that, they're having more issues with this. So thank you for going to that. We do, recommend 1 year, but 5 years is better than 15 years. So we're here to say thank you for that and to thank you for looking forward to that. There will be more stuff. We do understand why people want to keep a look-back period to encourage more people to, raise their homes. But raising your home now, we have found, is now costing for about a 2,000 square foot home about $250,000. Not because the cost of it's going up, is that there's 4 qualified companies in the state of Florida, and they just can't get around to do them that often. So their prices keeps going up. So we're, thank you, and if you have any questions, I'll hang around afterwards.
Thank you so much. Anyone else like to speak for or against this item?
Sean Swager, 601 Spruce Street. Not for or against, but just kind of comments. I personally just went through this last year as we added on to our house. And I guess I have kind of 3 questions, and I'm not sure who I'm directing them to. But the first question is from, going through it myself, I believe the home hardening improvements such as hurricane windows, doors, etc., are excluded from that improvement in value. And I think it was...
That's true.
Okay.
They're excluded from the cumulative, but 5-year cumulative, but not the 50% rule. Sorry, Tatiana Childers, City of
Thank you.
And then, so the second question is, since we just closed that permit out this year, when does the 5-year clock start? And then the third question is the CRS rating system, I believe it's called, or the flood rating system. I think we're at 6 on the scale of 1 to 10. And just, being an advocate and a fellow realtor myself, what can we do as citizens to improve our rating score? I know there's all kinds of information, and I reached out to my insurance agent, and he pointed me to the FEMA website, and there's like a list of 19 items. So anything that the public can, I guess, become more familiar with to help increase our rating would be helpful. to keep our rates down. So that's it.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak on this item? With that, I'll close the public hearing. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any other discussion on this item? Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Graber,
Yes.
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Knapp,
Yes.
Mayor Sharkey.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-05 passes on a first reading with 4 votes for and 0 against.
Item number 12.
Ordinance 2024-06, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending Section 1-15, general penalty, continuing violations, nuisance conditions of Chapter 1 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Oldsmar to delete the penalty of imprisonment for code violations, providing for conflict, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date of this ordinance. It's the first reading of ordinance 2024-06 by title only.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. I'm going to open the public hearing. Does anybody would like to speak for or against this item? With that, I'll close it, close the public hearing. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I saw
second. Any other discussion?
Councilmember Grimes
Yes.
is ready to go. I'm sorry.
Are you sure you
Councilmember
don't want to
Grimes.
lock anybody up for
Right,
tall
the
grass?
prison, like, what, if we can't do prison anymore? I mean, it's fine.
I just think it's kind of unique that Felicia found it when she was digging up for something else. So, good job. All right. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No. All right, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Graber,
Yes.
Councilmember Grimes,
Yes.
Councilmember Knapp,
Yes.
Mayor Sharkey.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-06 passes on a first reading with 4 votes for and 0 against.
Okay, item 13.
Ordinance number 2024-08, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending Section 70-478 of Chapter 70 Utilities of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oldsmar to increase the water service impact fee and sewer service impact fee, utilizing a 4-year phasing plan, providing for conflict, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date of this ordinance. First reading of ordinance 2024-08 by title only.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. I will open the public hearing. Does anybody like to speak for or against this item? With that, I'll close the public hearing. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Graber,
Yes.
Councilmember Grimes.
Yes.
Councilmember Knapp,
Yes.
Mayor Sharkey.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-08 passes on a first reading with 4 votes for and 0 against.
Item 14.
Resolution 2024-22, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, reestablishing the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, providing for excused absences, repealing Resolution 2021-09, and providing for an effective date hereof.
All right, thank you. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
How about a second?
Second.
So any other discussion on this item from anybody? I watched the YouTube video last week and I thought it was really,
Let's try to make things more uniform.
yeah.
That was a
Well,
great
I love
discussion.
your
yeah.
idea too about making it all uniform together.
Right.
Vice Mayor, I
Thank
really
you.
do.
Thanks.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 15.
Resolution 2024-23, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, prescribing the ballot language for the August 2024 municipal election for position of council member for seat 2 and providing the effective date hereof.
Okay, thank you very much. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion on this?
Good luck to the candidates.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
coming soon.
Yes.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is city manager, item 16.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 16 is a presentation of the City of Oldsmar Satisfaction Survey results. The City of Oldsmar conducted its second annual satisfaction survey online from February 1st to March 31st, 2024. There were 192 responses. The survey results are attached. Jordan Lance, a management analyst in the city manager's office, will be giving the presentation of the results.
Hello, again, my name is Jordan Lance, Management Analyst in the City Manager's Office, and I'm going to do a presentation here of the results of the 2024 City of Oldsmar Satisfaction Survey. So, just going to go over the purpose here real quick. The first thing is that it was intended to get broad feedback from the community. We promoted the survey on our social media channels, and we wanted to make sure we got from the social media channels, and we placed an article in the City magazine. And then the second thing is that this survey is not intended to be a statistically valid survey. It wasn't random. It was self-selected. People either choose to take the survey or chose not to take the survey. Next thing is that we wanted to use this feedback that we got from the survey just in our decision-making process. So just to hear what the residents said, and then using those comments and concerns into our decision-making. So, participation. We had 192 participants. This is 2 less than last year. There are 27 questions, with 7 questions from the previous year's survey were removed, and then we added 5 new questions. The majority of the respondents are age 65 and older, which is 27.07. And then the next highest was 55 through 64. So here we asked the participants to select a number associated with the area which they reside in, and we also used their address just to verify that they were residents of Oldsmar. And here, majority of the respondents indicated that they lived in Area 2, which is in downtown area, and that was 24%. And then Area 1 and 4 was tied for second at 22.4%. So Area 1 is South Oldsmar, and then we have Area 4 north a little bit. So then, living in Oldsmar. So 28.6% have lived in Oldsmar for more than 20 years, with 74.5% who live in Oldsmar currently own their homes. And then 66.1 indicated that they expect to be living in Oldsmar for the next 5 years. So how do respondents stay informed? Majority of them still use the city website, even with the upgrade that we had from last year, and then followed by the city magazine as stay informed, and then we have Facebook in third. For question 1, when it came to quality of life in Oldsmar, here we had a 94.8% participants responded to this question. 80.3 were very satisfied or satisfied with the quality of life in Oldsmar. 13.7 were neutral. Again, you can find the whole comparing from last year in the packet as well, the percent changes. So in question 2, when it came to rating the city Oldsmar as a place to live, it was at 84.6%, very satisfied or satisfied. And this is actually a 7.1 rise, so increased. And then we had place to retire at 70%, 70.7. We're very satisfied or satisfied. Place to work, 52.4. Place to visit, 45.8. And then you should be able to see the full results on page 6 and 7 of the packet for this one. Question number 3, when it came to would you recommend living and working in Oldsmar, 92.2% of respondents answered this question. 74 were very likely or likely to recommend living or working in Oldsmar, and then 18.1 were neutral. Question number 4, when it came to the satisfaction with the following. So we had reputation, over 70%, either satisfied or satisfied. Cleanliness, 80.7%. Flow of traffic and congestion was 38.3%, a little low. And then access to retail was 60.5%. We're either satisfied or very satisfied. And then we asked the participants to give us a little bit more information regarding the quality of life in Oldsmar. So traffic infrastructure was the number 1 concern, followed by development and urbanization. Quality of life is number 3. Community engagement, trust, number 4, and then road conditions. Again, you can find the full results, a little bit more detailed of exactly what they said on page 11 of the packet. So it came to number 6 when it came to frequency of Oldsmar amenities. We had trails and parks were still ranked very high in this survey. So we had 43.8% were very often or often going to trails. Recreation center was at 12.6. The parks were 57.9 were either very often or often. Oldsmar Sports Complex was at 10.3, and library was at 35.6. Question number 7, satisfied over quality of amenities. So 91.7% of participants responded to this question. 71.1 were either very satisfied or satisfied, and 23.3 were neutral. Then we have the quality of services. 88.5% participants responded to this question, and 70% were either satisfied or very satisfied, and then 20.6 were neutral. Next, we have the level of satisfaction with quality of amenities. I'm just going to go through a couple. But again, you can find the full results here on page 16 and 19 of the packet. So I did, just wanted to do a little shout out for emergency management and preparation. So we got 77.3. We're either very satisfied or satisfied. Special events came out at 57.6, very satisfied or satisfied. Recreation opportunities, 68.8. And library was 83.8. And then question number 10, level of satisfaction with the quality of access information was at 69.3. Keeping citizens informed, 60.6, very satisfied or satisfied. Opportunities city government, 61, either very satisfied or satisfied. City website, again, 62.6. And then the city social media site. I mean, everything's over 50%, so that's really great. Question number 11, this was one of the new ones. We asked them to rank the council priorities for FY 25 and 26. First, one of the major priorities that they thought was really important was maintaining city infrastructure, which we're doing, of course. I mean, we're doing all of this. But then number 2 came expand community engagement. 3 was enhance roadway safety. 4, establish downtown corridor. 5, master planning. And 6, execute Oldsmar Sports improvements. Oldsmar Sports Complex improvements. Question number 12, we asked them what the 3 greatest strengths were. And then number 1, Parks and Recreation. Multiple respondents highlighted the accessibility, cleanliness, and amenities of the parks, trails, and recreational areas, followed by a small town feel. They want the sense of community. They like the sense of calm, quiet atmosphere. And then, of course, location. Everybody loves location of Oldsmar. And you can find the full results, again, on page 23. I'll have a lot more. I think I did top 10, so on there you'll be able to see that. Question number 13, what success looks like in the city of Oldsmar. So this one, again, maintaining small town feel. Number 2 is downtown development, infrastructure and traffic. Number 3, 4 was community engagement and inclusivity. And then number 5 was economic development. 14, when it came to overall direction, we had 81.8 participants respond to this question. So 54.1 were either very satisfied or satisfied, and 24.2 were neutral. Question 15, I put them together when it came to contacting the city. So have you contacted the city employer or department in the past 6 months? We had over 50% say yes, and then out of those 50%, we asked how did they first contact the city, and most of them were over the phone. And then when it came to level of satisfaction with the following statements, so we have easy to contact the appropriate city employee, over 60%. Their concerns were addressed at a reasonable time, over 60%. Employees were respectful, 60%. Employees were knowledgeable, and they were overall satisfied with the experience when they contact the city employee. And question number 19 was another new question we put in here. When it came to preferred communication they like to receive from the city of Oldsmar. We had 81.2% respondents answer this question. Monthly e-blasts and Oldsmar social media pages were the top choices, followed by the city website and city magazine. Another new question we had here is I asked them whether or not they even took the survey, if they took the survey last year. And we had a number of over 60% say no. So I thought that was really good. I'm going to go over some demographics here. Again, you can find the full results in the packet. Just wanted to highlight this again. When it came to majority of respondents, indicated that they were 65 and older, and then followed by 55 through 64. And then when it came to living in Oldsmar, these are the final two questions. Indicated the individuals residing in the house. Majority of them had about 2 people living in the house. And then we asked about their age range. So we have 55 to 64 was the top. Actually, no, 65 plus was the top, and then followed by 55, 64. And that's it.
Thank you
see
very
the full
much.
results in the packet.
Great
Yep.
job.
You're welcome. Yep.
Thank you, Jordan.
Do we have any questions for Jordan while she's up here?
No, that was well put together. Very, very good job. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you for doing all that for us. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. All right, item 17.
Authorize the city attorney to draft an ordinance amending Chapter 70 of the Code of Ordinances to establish fees for water sampling of private water systems. The city of Oldsmar provides water to 18 private water systems. A private water system has a master meter, which is sub-metered to individual homes or businesses. The city's ownership of infrastructure and maintenance responsibilities ends at the city's water meter. When there are line breaks or other maintenance events, water pressure is lost, resulting in boil water noticing. The city's licensed water treatment operators must pull water samples and submit to a certified laboratory to certify that the water is safe from bacterial intrusion. Historically, the city of Oldsmar has supported water system owners and homeowner associations by coordinating prompt shutdowns for system upkeep, flushing the system, post-maintenance activities, and conducting bacteriological testing to ensure the system meets FDEP requirements. Inflation related to labor and testing and increased frequency of shutdowns from all the private water systems have resulted in imposing a burden on the city's utility budget. The city finds that the cost for shutdowns and water samplings for private systems should be the responsibility of the property owner. City staff requests an ordinance be drafted to establish a fee to pass the cost of testing and sampling to the private water owners. Since sampling costs are more expensive over the weekends, staff recommends a fee of $200 for occurrences Monday through Thursday and $600 for Friday to Sunday or holidays. Daniel Simpson, Public Works Director, is going to give a presentation.
Thank you. Daniel Simpson, Director of Public Works. So private water system fees. So first, I just want to it's really a reiteration of a lot of what Felicia just said, but I wanted to kind of give some pictures and help explain it. So first, what's a private water system? What I have here, I'm showing you a master meter on the left, but this is any system behind where it's sub-metered after the main meter. So typically apartment complexes, but also large commercial properties that the Woodlands has a master meter. So the ownership, basically the private side, meaning the side away from the right-of-way, is, I have another master meter here. The city's responsible for basically the meter to the right-of-way and anything in the right-of-way. Private owners are responsible for piping and infrastructure on the private side of the meter. So that would be the private fire hydrants and fire lines, irrigation, backflows and piping, private valving and metering. So I'm going to kind of walk through an overall process and why we have a fee here. So first, a maintenance event or emergency repair occurs on a private property that services multiple units. So what would happen is the city staff will turn off the water at the master meter, and then the work would be completed on the private water system by a contractor or plumber. Then there's a boil water notice that's issued. It's coordinated by the city staff but it gets put on anyone that's affected. The water system's flushed, then the water's turned back on, and we have 2 consecutive days of sampling where we collect samples and have them tested. And then a boil water notice would be rescinded after those tests come back clear. Oh, and the coloring, sorry, on the slide, the items in orange are items that are done by city staff or our certified lab. Okay, so sampling. So anytime the pressure of a water system drops below 20 pounds per square inch, bacteriological testing is required. So that's what happens is we have a picture there. They pull samples on 2 different days that are at least 6 hours apart. These samples are tested to determine if there's bacteria in the water. And until this is completed, a boil water notice is in place because we can't certify that the system is without bacteria until we've done the testing. So our fee recommendation is based on the fact, and I have a correction. We made it after the thing, but we're recommending Monday through Wednesday be $200 and Thursday through Sunday or holiday $600. So I apologize. But this is because the sampling's more expensive on the weekends and people have to come in. So since you have an event, these items that are on these days, that's when we need the higher level. The lab tests are more expensive. Excuse me. And the fee is based on lab testing and staff time. So as I just said, the fee is read by a certified laboratory, and they process the results, and they're more expensive on the weekends. So some questions you may have: why can't private owners pull their own samples? So the city is unaware of the processes and procedures of a private contractor. So the city can be put on a consent order by Florida Department of Environmental Protection if we distribute water that is not properly sampled. The city's licensed operators are committed to the integrity of water we provide. So therefore, we need to pull these samples. So then you might ask, why should the private owners be responsible? Well, the need for sampling is triggered by failures of private systems or scheduled maintenance. These maintenance events are becoming more frequent as private infrastructure ages, and the cost of sampling has increased. So that's my short presentation. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Daniel?
Nope.
Are we charging at all anything right now?
No, we have not charged for this, and it hasn't been. The frequency has been really increasing, and it's causing a burden on our
Staff.
well, the
Finances.
costs.
Yeah, cost too,
Budget.
yeah. And budget. All right, that was the only question I have. All right, I'm going to entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Daniel, great job. Thank you for that presentation. Next item is item 18, Kristen Garcia.
Mayor, I believe the applicant is here for item 9.
Oh, okay, wonderful, welcome.
So we need a motion to reconsider the action taken on item 9. Move to reconsider the action taken on item 9.
Motion, do I need to move to read?
Yeah.
No?
You're in the same meeting, it's fine, you're good.
I'm good.
Okay, then I will second that motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, come on up, introduce yourself, and tell us a little about yourself, and we look forward to working with you. And I hear that Mayor Roniker wants you to do a song and dance.
Not today. Hi, my name is Sandy Kahn. I've lived in Oldsmar about 3.5 years now. Moved here for grandchildren. And I'm from Palm Beach County originally and was a speech pathologist there in the public school system for over 30 years and sold real estate as well. And I've retired to Oldsmar, keep my real estate license active just for me and my friends, my neighbors. But otherwise, I just wanted to get involved and start. I love living here. It's been great. And I was hoping that this would be an opportunity for me to learn more about the inside of Oldsmar and what goes on.
Wonderful. Any questions?
No
Counsel?
questions, Sandy. I served on the Board of Adjustment prior to being put up on council. And what you'll see, I'm guessing everything's going to be okay up here with the approval, but what you'll see is the members of that board have lived here for quite some time. Some of them have served on that board for literal decades.
Oh,
And so you
wonderful.
learn a lot, even if you're just an alternate member and you're there to, just in case you have to serve that night, and maybe there's already a quorum and you wouldn't. But just picking up on just their entire process, plus it's a quasi-judicial board. So there's a little bit more power that board has than other boards may because of the quasi-judicial nature of it. So I'm so thankful for your interest in volunteering, and thank you very much. But just a couple of things about that board in particular, because I cherish the time that I got to spend on it, so thank you.
Nice to hear. Thank you. That's nice to hear.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for volunteering for our city. So the recommended motion is to appointment of the alternate member to the Board of Adjustments to fill an expired term ending on June 20th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Well, congratulations. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Any opposed? Welcome aboard.
Thanks, Sadie.
Thank you very much.
All right. Back to that.
Item 18,
Thank you.
approve an agreement for conducting in conjunction municipal election with the Pinellas County Supervisor of Elections for the special election on August 20th, 2024. The Pinellas County Supervisor of Elections conducts the municipal elections for the city of Oldsmar. The special election for the position of council member for seat 2 will be held on August 20th, 2024. The city will enter into an agreement with the Supervisor of Elections office for the county to prepare the actual ballot for the August 20th, 2024 special election in accordance with state election laws. The agreement reflects that the election is to be conducted under any applicable ordinances of the city of Oldsmar in all sections of chapters 97 to 106 Florida statutes. It is understood that the supervisor is in charge of the election and that the county canvassing board is responsible for canvassing the election. The county canvassing board will certify the election's results and will provide a certificate of election to the city. This agreement has been reviewed by the city attorney and staff recommends approval.
Thank you very much. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is city council, and I'm sure everyone has noticed Councilmember Gannon is not here this evening, so we're going to start out with Councilmember Andrew Knapp.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll just brief. Obviously, now we are into hurricane season, so please do what you can to be ready as far as your structures go, your necessary items to get by in the event that we lose power and or water, but also be ready to leave if needed, because it would be very unwise to hang around in the flatlands of Oldsmar if we were to be hit with a large storm. And I will yield back. Thank you.
All right, that was quick. Councilmember Sandy Grimes.
I really don't have anything this evening, Mayor.
Okay, then we're going right to the vice mayor.
Do I have to try to beat as fast as both of those guys?
You're over time.
It's fun to have fun. Yeah. I will be attending the Florida League of Cities, Florida Municipal Investment Trust meeting. I leave tomorrow, and the meetings will be on the 6th. So looking forward to that. A very happy birthday to my dad, who turns 77 this week. And he's in much better shape than I am, so I don't know if I should say happy birthday, but I can. But good for him. And a happy Father's Day to him and to all the fathers. We're not going to meet before then, so just wanted to make sure I said that as well. And I know it was mentioned earlier tonight, but the forum is June 20th. And when we have a special election, I know that we're doing it in conjunction, the August 20th election's in conjunction with Pinellas County, but it is a different date than what we're all used to. The forum is usually on a Tuesday, it's on a Thursday. So just as best as we can, getting the word out to everyone, especially during the summer months. Everybody's out of school, everybody's kind of busy. Getting as many people in here, or at least encouraging them to watch it, so they can hear what the candidates have to say. So that's June 20th. I got a card signed by some people wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you. 29, it never looked so good. And
Yeah.
as some of you may know, I share a birthday with my daughter. So we will have an 8-year-old in the house this week. And I know some of you heard her scream as I was playing the video. She got a Stanley today from my parents. So they are currently the all-stars of the birthday. But our tradition is that I take her shopping on our birthday. And however old she is how many gifts she gets. So on our birthday, just be her and Dad. She gets 8 gifts. Happy birthday, Ladybug. That's all I had. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Great job. And I want to thank you very much for taking over the meeting, last council meeting. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
I agree with
Jim, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jim.
you did a wonderful job, and I wanted to personally thank you for taking care of that.
Sure.
I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Oldsmar Cares and David McKinley from the VFW for our Memorial Day 5K run. That was a great event. I think it was a record crowd. Felicia ran the race. Andrew Knapp again, and the family was out there
She
running.
walked along with my two. It was a big help.
There you go. And then Vice Mayor was there. I know, Sandy, you were out of town, but I was there. It was a great event. After that, I ran over to Bicentennial Park. There was a Junior Chefs of America summer wellness picnic. They were high school students that want to become chefs. So it was a culinary school, I guess they go to, and they were just having a picnic, and they were trying to spread awareness of here in Oldsmar that these kids want to become chefs, and it was very interesting. And then I went and ran over to the sidewalk, the chalking over at R.E. Olds Park. It was so hot at that point in the day. Yep, Amber, you went out there. It was, the families were actually hiding under the trees to stay cool because it was just extremely hot while the kids were, drawing on the sidewalks, putting the chalk. So that was a really good event. And I wanted to thank city staff for putting that on. That is a great event for our city. Also, I wanted to give a quick update on PSTA. Today, I attended a Kenwood Neighborhood U-Pass down in St. Petersburg. Historic, the Kenwood neighborhood, I've never been there before. I've lived here for such a long time, and I went down there for this event in the park. The homes down there are absolutely beautiful, very historic, gorgeous area. What their HOA has done, which I thought was very unique, is the HOA paid PSTA a fee of $5,000, and the entire HOA gets a U-Pass card. They can take the trolley to the Sunrunner, and they can take the Sunrunner to the Rays games or to the beach. It's a free pass, and they've already got, as of this morning, they had 550 residents get the U-Pass. So that's the first test site for PSTA for an HOA for this type of bus service in Pinellas County. So I'm looking forward to watching that. I wanted to share that with you. I also met with State Representative Linda Cheney before I went to DC, and she is very boisterous about the PSTA. All I can tell you is that she was very boisterous about the wraps for certain events that go on in Pinellas County, Pride Week, Veterans Week. So that's been put on hold for the PSTA for now. Everything's been put on hold until the legislative or the governor's office gets back to PSTA on exactly how they want to proceed. Also, the ferry services, PSTA has issued an RFP for ferry services for Clearwater and Dunedin. This will expand ferry services using the FDOT grant. Once this procurement is done, PSTA will issue a similar RFP for the Cross Ferry, which will have service between St. Petersburg and Tampa. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was Congresswoman Kathy Castor announced last week that she is supporting congressional funding for enhanced traffic stops along 34th Street in St. Petersburg. and I believe Andrew and Ford Pinellas, you're talking about this also, confirmed their support. The Ford Pinellas has confirmed support for having premium transit being provided from Eckerd College up 34th Street, US 19, to connect to the Sunrunner Corner. This new service will begin in early 2025. So I wanted to share that with you. And then my trip in Washington, D.C., because of Vice Mayor, thank you so much. I met with 43 mayors from around the country, Texas, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. Only 43 of us were invited. I was honored, humbled to be one of them for the city of Oldsmar. I have so many stories that I want to share, but one I want really set the tone was I met the mayor, Rod Marlett from Iowa. Okay, so now our city, we don't want the water intruding into our residents' area. We want to stop the water. He wants the water. They need the water. So when it rains, they actually are trying to find ways to protect the water so they can water the farmland because they feed the world corn in Iowa. So it was just a really unique situation, meeting different mayors and finding out different scenarios of what their problems are within their city. So I thought that was really neat. I want to share this with Felicia. There is a flood funding finder. It's a tongue twister. Flood funding finder, and it's floodcoalition.org funding finder / home, and it's an actual. They just launched it last week when we were there. You can actually find grants for different municipalities of what they need to get funding from the federal government. And I'll share that with Felicia, and then she can share it with City Council so you can all look at it. Last but not least, Memorial Day was a huge success for the city of Oldsmar. Thank you to Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, Senator Ed Hooper, County Commissioner Charlie Justice, and Renee Flowers for all coming out and supporting us. That was a great event. When I was doing my mayoral speech, I looked up and I could not believe all the people that were fanning. It was just so hot. It's the hottest Memorial Day that I can remember on record. Also, two other things actually. This past Saturday, the First Lady and I were invited to the 71st Annual Convention for the American Gold Star Mothers. It was right here in Oldsmar. I don't know if it was the first time, but it was a wonderful event. The Gold Star Mothers were here. I was able to do a short presentation to them about our city of Oldsmar, and after my presentation, they were like, they all wanted to move to Oldsmar. So I guess I did something right. I want to congratulate Councilmember Katie Gannon. Unfortunately, she's not here, for stepping up and being a member of the Suncoast League of Cities. So we now have 2 votes. As past president, I have a vote. Now Councilmember Gannon has a vote when we come to voting next September. Our next meeting is in Temple Terrace on June 21st, which is our city clerk's old stomping ground. So I look forward to going over there and checking that out. And then one thing I wanted to mention to the council is I really enjoy when you all talk about your children and the events. Last meeting you mentioned Leona on stage for Suda, and what you just mentioned about your daughter. So I want to just share one story. I don't really talk about my grandsons, but my father gave me a mini bike back in 1971 when I lived in Vero Beach, and that mini bike's been in my shed for forever. I've had it, just saving it. And I gave it to I rebuilt the motor, we rebuilt the carburetor, we put new tires on it, we put new brakes on it, and we gave it to him on Mother's Day, and he drove that thing. He would not stop on that little Honda QA50 mini bike. Hours. I mean, he was driving around the pond in their backyard. He was going through the neighbor's yard. I was already apologizing to the neighbors. Please don't be mad at him. But he had a blast on that, so I wanted to share that with you guys. And then last but not least, I want to congratulate the city of Oldsmar for those awards this evening. It's a great accomplishment. And that's all I have. Thank you very much. And now we have item 20, which is approve our tentative agenda for the June 18th, 2024 meeting.
Mayor, I have 2 requests for consideration for additions. The first one is at the request of Councilmember Gannon. She would like to add the consideration of excusing the absence of Councilmember Gannon from the meeting on May 21st. And then the second one is at the request of the mayor. The mayor would like to add consideration of excusing the absence of the mayor on June the 4th.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion with the amendment?
Is that
Today's June the
backwards?
4th.
Backwards. You had their dates
I'm
backwards.
sorry, I had the dates backwards, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's like
So
he's
dates
here, he's right
backwards.
I'm glad you caught it. I didn't notice that. Thank you.
Okay, so motion to approve the tentative agenda with the two recommended additional items for the two absences of tonight and of May 21st. For the two council members that were absent on those dates.
Perfect. All right, perfect. I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Great meeting, guys. Thank you so much. Meeting adjourned.